I come from Egypt. I spent 25 years in Egypt. My brother did the DNA test and he found that he's 99% Egyptian, so probably me too. So I think with my unique view and how I always see the big picture, I'm the best one to reflect on 100 hours inside the pyramids, because you will know things that you didn't know before.
The tombs of the pyramid builders.
So I was reading comment. To be honest, I don't know who's MrBeast. I know that he's big, I know that he's famous. I hear about him on other channels, people talking about his success story, but I really don't know which one of the people in the video is MrBeast. What caught my attention is this guy.
We will reveal many secrets for the first time to the world.
He's not joking.
This is Zahi Hawass, and he is, or he was, the Minister of Tourism and Antiques, or Minister of Monuments, because we, at some point in Egypt, we had a separate ministry for just monuments, so he was the one. And he has been in his position for a very long time until we had the revolution. I read in the comments under the video, some people are commenting, oh, those Egyptian guys are funny. Now you will know who are those Egyptian guys. So as I said, Zahi Hawass was in this position. He was an Egyptologist, and also he had this political position as well. And when we had the revolution, you know, what is the definition of revolution? In my opinion, a revolution is when people go mad, run in the streets like maniacs, thinking that butchering the people in power will solve their problems. So this is what happened in Egypt. People ran out in the streets like crazy. They wanted to kill everyone in power, including this guy, Zahi Hawass, who was the Minister of Monuments. At the time, I really didn't understand why they want to kill him, because he's just a guy who's passionate about ancient Egypt history, and yeah, he's in the government, yeah, he's doing things the way Egyptians are doing things, you know, not him, but a majority of the Egyptians. They have a certain way of doing things. Maybe I talked about it in my story with the revolution. But anyway, so I was really worried for him, you know. I was like, oh my God, what they're going to do to this guy, to this man. In my opinion, he was so knowledgeable, he is charismatic, and he speaks English, so he can represent Egypt in a good way. But I see that he survived, and he's still here with us, and he's still passionate about ancient Egypt history. And what you maybe don't know, or maybe know, but he has his own TV shows. I watch him on history. He has a TV reality show where he acts like he's like this nervous, short-tempered Egyptologist, and everyone wants to work with him, learn from him, but he's just short-tempered, you know, but kind-hearted at the same time. So he had many shows that he's doing like that. So what you watched in the video is just a glimpse of what he usually do in his shows. If you also check the description of the video of MrBeast, you will find that there is a link to Zahi Hawass coming tours in USA and Canada from May, I think, to August. He's going to give lectures about Egyptology. So he is this kind of guy who's like, this is his life, you know, Egyptology and the ancient history is his life. And I was so surprised that he was able to go inside those very narrow tunnels, because me, as Egyptian, I've been to the pyramids many times, of course, and I was offered, like, maybe you can't go, of course, some places that they went to in the video, you can't access, it's not open for the public, but you can go in certain tunnels and they give you this opportunity. And I was offered to go and I refused, because they are so narrow, so suffocating, and I was like, why would I do this to myself, you know? But my surprise is that Zahi Hawass, he went with them through those tunnels. And you know how old is he now? He's 77 years old. How is he so active and fit? I have no idea. Another guy also that you watched at the beginning of the video.
Well, they're restoring the pyramid, Jimmy. They gotta use tools.
So that means there's a real burial chamber. Yes,
Rami Romani, okay? He's also another Egyptologist. He comes from a family, all of them are documentary filmmakers who make documentaries especially or specifically about ancient Egyptian history. And he started doing this with his family since he was a child. He is a director, a producer, and all that. And he was living in Egypt until the revolution. And then again, I recommend you to watch my story with the revolution if you want to see a different perspective, because I know in the West people praise revolutions, you know, but as my quote is, revolution is never a solution. So anyway, he lives in Egypt, he's married to American, he has a child, and they are living in Egypt until the revolution started, and then he had to escape. And he go to America, and then he start making all those shows as well, for history, for travel. He direct also for Netflix, for I don't know what. And he also won many Emmy Awards. And so those guys that you watched like just in a few minutes in the videos, they all have long history or experience when it comes to the Egyptian history and Egyptology and media and shows. That's why the guy was commenting, who are those funny guys? They're not just funny guys, they know what they are doing. You can check them out, Zahi Hawass, Rami Romani, and if you are interested in Egyptology and all the ancient Egyptian history, you can learn more about it. But then we come to the pyramids itself and this mystery that is going around the ancient Egyptian history. And something they talked about in the video is how that many people think, of course because of the TV series Ancient Aliens, that those pyramids or ancient Egypt had some connection with aliens. And this is just adding to the mystery of life. I don't know if you don't know, but I'm on a journey to understand life, and I meet people who change their belief and how they see this experience of existence. So I try to see life through their eyes. Because for me, personally, I see life as a confusing, mysterious experience. This is, for me, so painful and it's driving me crazy. The amount of unanswered questions in life is just so irritating, you know? So that's why I meet people, because I see majority of people are not bothered. They are even fascinated with all those unanswered questions. So yeah, if you want to follow my journey, and if you are also someone who wants to find answers, follow my journey to understand life. You will find it on this channel, The Scrapbook of Life. It started with a documentary film, The Scrapbook of Life, Wang Zongyang, who changed his belief to Buddhism. And then I started meeting other people from other beliefs to other beliefs in a form of a podcast or a documentary podcast. One of the scenes that you see in the video is when they were showing you this grave of one of the workers who built the pyramids and the skeleton of the person. And can you believe that this was a person who was full of life one day? Yeah, this is what I call dark comedy, you know? So imagine if you were that person and then you have people from the future, one of them is MrBeast or whoever, just watching your bones and thinking how fascinating you are. Yeah, this is life. It's so dark comedy. You become a famous skeleton. Like that's the best you can hope for. Yeah, another thing I would like to also mention is I like the idea that they made this, they know that this channel have a lot of views and the government allowed making this video as a form of promotion. And I think it's good because they are now more open to using the new way of media, which is YouTube, you know. Before, old generation wouldn't, they would look down on YouTube. So I think it's a good step, because now, you know, many people watch the video. And to be honest, every time I go anywhere and I say I'm from Egypt, I usually get one of two responses. The first one is, oh, I was in Egypt in that year or this year or whatever. And the other response is, oh, oh, Egypt, it's on my bucket list. So I'm dreaming of going to Egypt, or I'm planning to go to Egypt. I like how Egypt is more famous for the ancient Egyptian history, more than anything, not more than like being just an Arab country, you know. I hope you discover something that you didn't know in this video. Don't forget to follow my journey to understand life. And I have another journey where I document my experience of finding love and my life partner between Egypt and Europe through dating websites. So you can subscribe as well for this journey. And see you in a coming video. I'm Theresa Khalil. I'm a writer, a documentary filmmaker myself. So I appreciate people who make documentaries.